praises to the Most High. Disciples of Christ, Sabbath class coming to you again. I'm Brother Nehemiah. Title of the class is The Sabbath Day. We'll go into a couple of things about the Sabbath day that's important. It's important for us to do. It was given unto us to do. And it's about doing it right also, correctly. A lot of us was taught a certain way, but never looked into it ourselves because we trusted the people that was telling us certain things. But you got to study to show thyself approved. You got to go into these scriptures for yourself, man. Don't listen to what man got to say. Give me that Matthew 22 and 29.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22 and verse 29. Christ answered and said unto them, Ye do err, not knowing the scriptures.
What did Christ say?
Ye do err, not knowing the scriptures.
Israel, we do err, not knowing the scriptures. We err, we making an error on ourselves, and we just listen to man. We doing the same thing we was doing in the Christian church. And when you question anything that these people done told you, oh, it's a whole thing then. Oh, it's a problem then. So we need to start thinking about that. How come you can't question anything that's being taught? Now, what makes that the truth just because they say it?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? They not the truth. All parts of the truth is divided amongst the nation of Israel. Not no one person, no one camp has the truth. The truth is the Most High. You know what I'm saying? These laws, statutes, commandments, these scriptures. Anybody can take and twist it. But do you know how to read for yourself? Do you know how to study for yourself? Study yourself approved. Use those techniques and skills which you learned throughout your life that got you to this point to uncover the truth for yourself. The Most High made you. No man made you. The Most High made you. So use your senses. Use your common sense. And we're going to go into the scriptures using common sense, not what man said. Give me Genesis. Oh, go ahead.
Ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of Yah.
Nor what?
Nor the power of Yah.
People don't understand the power of Yah. The Most High is the one waking us up. It's people trying to keep you asleep. So when I make these statements, according to the scriptures, I'm making it for myself. I'm telling you what I'm going to do from what I see in the scriptures. I ain't controlling nobody. I'm just bringing out what I see, what other brothers and brought out that have been confirmed. All you got to do is know how to read. On when the Sabbath started. And we're going to bring them scriptures out. Give me Genesis 1 and 1. Let's start from the beginning. Let's see what the Most High did. Forget what man doing. Let's see what the Most High did. And let's see how they twist the scriptures, man.
The book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 1. In the beginning, God created heaven and the earth. And the earth was...
According to the scriptures, I'm making it
and the earth was without form and void. And darkness was upon the face of the deep.
And what?
And darkness was upon the face of the deep.
See, some brothers will be like, see, it was dark. It was dark. That's the beginning of the day. Keep reading now.
And the Spirit of the Most High moved upon the face of the waters. And Yah said, Let there be light.
What did the Most High do after he made the heavens and the earth? He said what?
And Yah said, Let there be light.
So he created light.
And
after
there
he
was
created
light.
the heavens and the earth, he created light. Read on.
And there was light.
And there was what?
And there was light.
Read on.
Shalak. And Yah saw that the light was good. And Yah divided the light from the darkness.
Yah saw that the light was what?
The light was good.
Not the darkness was good. The what was good?
The light was good.
The light was good. Read
and
on.
Yah divided the light from the darkness.
He divided the light from the darkness, two separate things. Read on.
And Yah called the light day.
He called the what?
The light day.
He called the what?
The light day.
The light is day. The light is day. Read on.
And the darkness he called night.
And he called darkness what?
Night.
Read on.
And the evening and the morning were the first, morning were the first day.
Light is day. Light is day. Pay attention, people. The Most High created the heavens and the earth. He was working when he created the heavens and the earth and the light. He was working. And then after he finished working, he said, and the evening and the morning were the first day. Give me John 9 and 4. And the evening and the morning was the first day. So they say, see, that's the day. How is evening and the morning and day? That's nighttime. That's nighttime. Evening to morning is dark. The Most High said that the darkness is night. So how could evening start the day when that's darkness? And he said that's night. How could night start the day? Right. Read on.
The book of John, chapter 9 and verse 4. I must work the works of him which sent me, while it is day. And the night cometh when no man can work.
The night cometh with what?
And no man can work.
The night cometh when no man can work. The Most High stopped working at night. He stopped working at night. So if the day started at evening and man can't work at night, why would he start the day at night and tell you you can't work? You can't cook. You can't buy, you can't sell. We wasn't doing it at night anyway during those times. So why would he start the day at night when he said night is the darkness? Give me, let's go back to Genesis. So he worked, let's prove that he worked during the day, and when the evening came, when the sun goes down, he stopped working. And from evening to morning, he rested. Give me, let's go to the second day. Let's go, let's keep reading now.
And Yah called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening he called the morning were the first day. And Yah said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters.
So after the first day, after evening and the morning, that was the first day, right? So when God is saying, let there be firmaments in the midst of the waters, this is the next day. Keep reading.
And let it divide the waters from the waters. And Yah made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was. And Yah called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day.
Because Yah worked during the day. And when the nighttime got here, he didn't work. And when the sun came back up, he started working again. Because light is day. And we're going to prove that. Give me John 9 and 4. We're gonna prove that in a couple more scriptures.
The book of John, chapter 9 and verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
I must work the works of him which sent me, while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work.
So Yahweh worked during the day. We worked during the day. We didn't have street lights outside. So we had to go to the house. It wasn't like today. The white man got you on a 24-hour cycle. We had 12 hours that we worked. Give me John 11 and 9. It's going to come from Christ. We had 12 hours. As long as the sun was up, that was our work day. And day is the light. People want to confuse. How you confuse day with night? It's clear. Day is light. Darkness is night. Maybe because they sound alike. I don't know.
The book of John, chapter 11 and verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
And Christ answered, are there not 12 hours in a day? If any man work in the day, he stumbleth not, because he seeth the light of this world.
Is there not 12 hours in a day? You ain't gonna stumble in a day, but you go out try to do some farm work at night. See how they work out for you. Go out there in them streets at night and try to go do something. See how they work out for you. That's why I say the freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. You know what I'm saying? The men of the Most High don't go out at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. What business do we have out there? You know what I'm saying? Because you saying the day start when the sun go down, then that means if it go down at 5:30, from 5:30 we still got stuff that we need to do. You know what I'm saying? Give me Matthew 28 and 1. No. We just trying to serve the Most High how he said to serve him, not according to man. And when we go to the scriptures, it's showing us that the day, which is only common sense. If you're a farmer You get up when the roosters crow. The roosters crow when the sun is
dawn.
rising. At the crack of dawn. Where did that term come from? At the crack of dawn. Dawn does not mean not dark. At the crack of dawn, and you work until the sun goes down to sunset.
Come on.
That's a work. We was farmers. We cultivated. That's what we did. So if we're going to go by at our culture, our heritage, then let's go by it.
Come on.
Let's not change because we with the white man. Let's not switch it up because we with the white man. Let's do what our heritage did. We worked from the time the sun came up to the time the sun came down.
That's right.
Read that out.
The book of Matthew, chapter 28 and verse 1. And the end of the Sabbath is the beginning to dawn.
Read that again.
Salaki. And the end of the Sabbath as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week.
At the end of the Sabbath. Now what makes sense? If the Sabbath starts when the sun goes down, according to some, then when did it end? When the sun comes up, right?
Mm-hmm.
They say when the sun comes up. So this is saying the end of the Sabbath as it began to dawn towards the first day of the week. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
So that don't make no sense. Dawning is the rising of the sun. It says the dawning towards the first day of the week. The first day, not the first night. Dawning towards the first day. If we start in the day and evening, it'll say a sun setting towards the first day.
Right.
Know what I'm saying? If the day starts when the sun goes down, then it'll say at the end of dawn, at the end of the Sabbath, as it began to sunset towards the first day of the week. But it don't say that. It says dawn towards the first day of the week, meaning the sun was coming up.
Come on.
Give me Mark 16 and 2. We're going to put this last precept on it because it really don't warrant a class because it's clear as day.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they ain't got no class for evening to evening. They pull 2 scriptures and cut themselves with them. But that's fine if that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. But don't ridicule nobody else because we know how to read.
Come on. The book of Mark, chapter 16 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And very early in the morning, the first day of the week.
Read that again.
And very early in the morning, the first day of the week.
Very early in the morning.
They came unto the sepulchre at the rising of the sun.
What? Read that again.
They came unto the sepulchre at the rising of the sun.
At the dawning of the sun. It's the same piece of story that's in Matthew 28 and 1. That's in Luke. That's in Mark. It's talking about the same thing. And that's clear as day. At the rising of the sun. Shout out to Judah Mack. Shout out to the brothers that's bringing this truth out. Not caught up in them doctrines. Shout out to the Israelites that's standing up for the real truth. And not indoctrinated in cult mentalities. All praise. So, that's clear as day to me. When the Sabbath was passed, drop down to verse 2, and very early in the morning, the first day of the week. Put that with Matthew 28 and 1. Precept upon precept. Come on, man. How is a brother wicked because they can put precept upon precept? Why they won't put that precept with Matthew 28 when they try to put it? Oh, because they know it's over. But it's fine. They can do what they want to do. But don't ridicule no other brothers who stand up and know how to read the Bible. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. All right, give me Exodus 20 and 8. So as far as I see it, which makes sense, when that sun began to crack, that's when that Sabbath started. To the next one. So, it ain't even a debate, man. But all praise to the Most High for waking brothers up.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day.
No, remember the Sabbath night.
Remember the Sabbath day.
All through the scriptures, I hear remember the Sabbath day. And in Genesis, at the beginning of the book, he said, light is day.
Gone.
Night is darkness. 2 separate things. So I'm pretty sure if he meant for us to start it at night, he would have told us clear as day. We wouldn't have
Remember
to
the Sabbath night.
And then it's really going to make sense because remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, right? What's the next line?
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
6 days shalt thou labor. When did Yahweh say we work?
6 days shalt thou labor.
And what time of the day did Yahweh say we work?
Days.
Days.
12 hours in the day.
During the day. A man can only work during the day. So we labored during the day. So he wouldn't have to tell us not to work at night because we wasn't going to work at night no way.
Can't see that.
You can't see nothing.
We didn't have street lights.
Read up.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou sons, nor thy daughters, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
Here go another one I wanted to touch on. Brothers be arguing about what day is the Sabbath. Brothers, he said, 6 days shall thou labor. You can go by the Gregorian calendar, you can go by the moon, it don't matter. He said, 6 days shall thou labor, and the 7th you should rest. So he didn't specify what day it was specifically. 6 days shall I labor. We had days, but we was in sync with our days according to the moon. Yeah, you can go by the moon, but what about when you work? What about when you're working in this country? Every day, the day of the week start off on Sunday. So go take your Sabbath on the Wednesday if you can. But if you can able to do that, all praises. If you can go by the moon, because I believe it go by the moon. But we on a different site. We in captivity right now. If we all have to do it at the same time, for it to really even count. And that'll mean we have to be on the same cycle. So right now, everybody doing it like this, everybody doing it like this. So it really ain't cultivating to nothing, really. Because everybody individual. But it says 6 days shall thou labor. One thing we do know, that our work week start on Sunday. We forget the day Sunday. Sunday is the first day. 6 days you labor. On the Sabbath, take a rest. That's what the majority of us is doing. So to me, it's not even a debate on that. We all in the same captivity together. We've been in the same captivity together, so we can agree. Their day, which is Sunday, is the first day that we start this thing. On the 2nd, we just rest. My brother's debating on what time do you start? Friday evening? Well, why would you start on the same? You starting the next day on the same day.
Crack it down.
No, they starting the next day during that same day, Friday evening. That's still Friday.
No, I'm just saying to crack it down. Starting of another day is to be the Sabbath.
I'm just talking about what brothers is doing. Give me Exodus 20:3.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
What did the Most High say?
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Jesus Christ is a God that people is putting before the Most High. And Jesus Christ got you doing Sunday as your Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to the Christians now. Our brothers and sisters that's in Christianity. Following another God, white Jesus, got you going out for the Sabbath. And they think that they doing, I'm going to get my Sunday best on. We're going to do Sunday worship. We're going to sing. We're going to praise. You still doing it wrong. 6 days shall thou labor. And neither will I follow what the oppressor told me to do. He told you clear as day that they changed it to Sunday. It ain't even hard research to even find out. They don't even care. Give me, let's see here. Give me Nehemiah 10 and 31. No, give me Isaiah 58 and 13. Isaiah 58 and 13. We can't go about doing our own thing now. This is a holy day of the Most High. If brothers can't take one day out their life, then I don't know what you're doing. If you can't take, you took Sunday off when you thought that was the day to worship. Brothers Jehovah's and Mama dragged them to church on Sunday. Well, now you find out the real day of worship. Now you got all these different excuses on why you can't do the Lord's Day.
Saturday, they turn up day.
It's turn up day in this
They
country.
don't want to give it up.
Turn up day. No, man, you got to give one day to the Most High out your wicked life of doing what you want to do. Read that out.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 13. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight,
Hey, what?
and call the Sabbath a delight,
Mm-hmm.
the holy of the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words.
We got to call the Sabbath a delight, man. We should be glad to get to the Sabbath. We should be glad to get to the Sabbath. That means we get to rest. That means we don't have to spend no money.
Mm-hmm.
So for all our brothers and sisters who want to be protesting the system, you don't even know that the Most High already built in a natural protest for you. The best way to hit this country is financially. And he told us on the Sabbath, don't buy and sell from these heathens, man. If every Israelite in this country did that, you could cripple this country for a day.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. So if you want to think big on doing something for your people and protesting against this country, come back to God's law, statutes, and commandments. Come back to doing what he told us to do. He has the blueprint on how to get us out the situation. We done tried every single thing, but we ain't tried what the Most High said do. And then now, even when we doing that, you got brothers still manipulating and trying to use that.
True.
Putting you in a second matrix.
Right.
And then want to talk down with somebody calling them out.
That's right.
Yeah, the truth is the truth, man. You can't be trying to control people. We up under the Most High. Acting like people ain't in the truth because they ain't up under you. Nah, people ain't up under you because y'all lying.
That's right.
So, it is what it is, man. Quit lying to the people. Quit acting like Pastor Porkchop. Matter of fact, it ain't nothing but the 7 churches come back in the Pharisees and the Sadducees.
That's right. That's right.
And we will have that class coming soon.
That's right.
How you know you are in a cult. How you know, and I know I'm going off subject, but it's the Most High. We're going to be talking about this because we got a lot of this going on in Israel.
That's right.
We got a lot of this. I'm trying to disguise the truth.
With witchcraft.
Trying to disguise the truth and use it for your own good, for your own power, for captains and bishops and all these worldly things, man. We ain't nothing, man. We ain't nothing without the Most High.
That's right.
So all these brothers all puffed up and mad because brothers can see the light now. Right, mad because brothers can call these scriptures out. It don't matter, bro. We all serve the Most High, whether you doing it in wickedness or whether you doing it in righteousness. But ain't none of us righteous. All of us just men. So as a just man, we're going to break these scriptures down to the best of our ability and try to serve our Lord. It ain't a pissing contest. It ain't a knowledge contest. It's really an obedience contest.
That's right.
And not obedience to man, obedience to the Most High. Negro, if I'm not being obedient to you, don't mean I'm rebellious to you.
That's right. God.
The Most High gonna chastise me if he love me. I ain't got to be obedient to man. What the Lord say, fear not him that can kill the body.
That can fear the body, but fear him that can destroy both body and soul.
God. So come on, man. Get out your feelings, man. Get off your opinions. Quit making up lies and deception and changing the meaning of words and twisted scriptures. It's all about being obedient, and that's all we trying to do.
That's right.
You got some more on that? That's it.
Verse 14.
Yeah.
Verse 14. Then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob, thy father, for the mouth of the Lord had spoken it.
So we just trying to serve the Most High and have delight in serving him. It's hard to do that when you got a man reigning over you. You can't serve him properly. You can't serve him with joyfulness and gladness.
That's right.
So we got to take a delight in the Sabbath. If you coming around, brothers, and it's not a delight to come do the Lord's work, then something ain't right, man. Seriously, what he said, then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord, And I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob. Let me go before that. If thou turn thy way thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy own pleasures on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, and the holy of the Lord honorable. We got to call this day honorable. But men will make it not be honorable because they get on your nerves. We got to find it. We shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasures, nor speaking thine own words. We can't speak our own words. We can't find our own pleasure. We got to do thus saith the Lord, man.
That's right.
Thus saith the Lord. And that's what we going to do. To the best of our ability. We ain't never going to sit up here and act like we know everything. You got to humble yourself. But just in case you got something wrong and you don't know something, it can be corrected.
I'm telling y'all, because their favorite line is, show me my sin. Hey, if you my brother, you show it to me.
The Most High going, don't worry about it. We ain't got to show you nothing. The Most High going to reveal every secret sin.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
All right.
Let me get, let's see what we did on, give me Luke 23 and 56 now. Yeah. 23 and 56. Yeah. Anybody got anything to add on that? On this Sabbath day?
Bringing it out, man. I mean, it's just, and our people know that, man. You know. I mean, we teach these new guys that's coming in this truth to be stern men, and then we don't show them stern because we sit here and follow after these guys pushing these false doctrines, man. You're not showing no strength. That's not showing no strength. We're showing that by going against that, man, and coming out here giving our people the truth and giving them what they actually need, man, according to these scriptures. Brother bringing out some good scriptures, and he making some good points, man. So we got to start manning up in Israel, man. Negroes are still effeminate in Israel. You know what I'm saying? We can't even talk to each other. But if we ain't in the same camp, we can't talk to each other. So, brother bringing out some good knowledge.
So we can't buy, sell, cook on this holy day, work. You know what I'm saying?
Crack the dawn until it's dark, right?
Till the sun come up on the next day.
With darkness, what the hell talking about what you said about darkness?
Sun up to sun up.
It don't start at night. It starts in the day, but it is the whole day. Keep the Sabbath day holy.
Like a regular day.
24 hours.
The scripture says, as the Sabbath ends on the dawn.
It's not
of the
confusing.
first
It's
day.
just
No,
I'm just saying, for a lot of people to get twisted up with it, it's just like any other day. You said, when did the day start for you? When you get up in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And
The day's over with when
but the next day don't start till the sun, till
12 o'clock.
till you wake up the next day, till the sun come up the next day.
12 is another day at 12 o'clock.
No, that's
No,
man. That's
man.
man. That's the middle of the night. That's midnight. Why do you think they call it midnight? No, we're gonna correct it. That is, it's not. It just told you 12 hours of the day.
Right, I'm just
The
saying.
day is
that's
talking about 12 hours of light in one day.
In the day.
Right.
The other 12 hours, the other 12 is dark.
Right.
It's
12 o'clock, according to the white man time, is at in middle of the night.
I'm not talking about white man time. I'm talking about, forget about time period. If you stay outside, it's 12 hours of light time. It's 12 hours of dark.
Right, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Gather
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
That's one thing that we need to do on the Sabbath. Now, if you out by you an Israelite by yourself, and you ain't got no other Israelites, that's fine. You can still keep the Sabbath. But we gather ourselves together, a holy convocation on the Sabbath. It's a holy day. It's good to be around each other. You know what I'm saying? You got some on it?
Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass, as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
So let's go into some other stuff, but we still need to gather ourselves together on this holy day to come in and do the Lord's work. Break these scriptures down with each other, commune with each other. You know what I'm saying? Have a bit to eat. Not cooked, already cooked. You know what I'm saying? And then, like the brothers who warriors, we go out and do this work. So I got 2 moon. Give me Mark 2 and 23. Give me 27. I ain't gonna read through
Mark 2 and
27. Yeah. Mark 2, 27. I'll read. The book of St. Mark, chapter 2, verse 27. And he said unto them, the Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. Therefore the Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath. So the Sabbath was made for us, man. Not us for the Sabbath. So he gave it to us for a rest, for a built-in protest against these heathens, these other nations. And also going into Nehemiah when they bring up about the gates being closed, that's a reason why he was closing the gates early, because people was trying to sail to Israel on the Sabbath. So he closed the gates earlier that night before, so they couldn't be in there in the morning. He was getting the upper hand on them because they kept disrespecting. Because the Sabbath was made for us to rest and do the Lord's work and commune and bring out these scriptures, man, because all through the week we busy working. We busy giving our time to our captives so that we can be able to live and feed our family. So one day out the week, he ordained us to keep holy and separate from all the other days, man. And it's not hard and it's not grievous. So that's what I got for you. The importance of keeping this Sabbath, man, it's for your own good. It's for our own good as Israelites. And if you really want to protest against this country, come back to the law, statutes, commandments, man. Come back to keeping the Sabbath, the new moon, the feast days, adhering to what the Most High told us to do. So with that, I say Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. All praise to the Most High.
Shalom, man.
Disciples, praise out.